What's up, everyone? Welcome to another episode of Masters of the Retroverse, episode 31. Um, we had a really good run of our little He-Man, I don't know, you call it a series, I guess, maybe,
Yeah.
over the last few weeks. Man, we had some really great guests, and that was a lot of fun. So I think we're gonna try to keep up with doing that in the future. I think it'd be kind of cool. We've got some Toy Biz and X-Men and comic book guys lined up. We got somebody extremely special lined up. I think we've got the date down to January 19th or 20th.
20th, I think. It might be, I
Yeah.
don't know, Friday or Saturday. I don't know. We can get him on for his interviews, usually run anywhere from like 10 to 30 minutes is what I've seen, but I'd like to have him on for at least an hour. Would be awesome. But
Yeah, because we definitely got a lot to talk about with this guy, and it's one of our biggest guests, or it is our biggest guest yet, as far as fame and celebrityness. So it's gonna be fun. I think we're both extremely excited, but extremely nervous
oh yeah.
on the same. So it's gonna be good though. I'm
Yep.
excited, man. So I think this episode we're gonna kind of dial it back a little bit, do a little bit more old school. Just me and you. We're gonna just play a little catch up and talk about some of the stuff that we haven't been able to get to, and some of the stuff that's newly released that we found. And yeah, we'll just kind of do it that way.
With it, kind of freestyle the episode.
Yeah, it'll be
So
fun.
it's been a while since just you and I have talked, Adam. So I'm going to find this, to be very relaxing.
Yeah, very intimate conversation between the two of us. Yeah. So I went to the toy show. I guess we can
Okay.
kick off with that. Yeah, I woke up this morning at like 5 o'clock, and I'm like, "Oh shit, the toy show's this weekend.
Yeah,
It's today."
man.
So
You're so lucky to have them like consistently the way you do. Like I've known of one so far, and that's probably because I'm not in the right circles yet, and it was all the way up in Raleigh,
yeah.
and I didn't get to go to that one, so it's all right.
Oh man, yeah. Chris McMullen is the guy that runs the Toy Man Toy Show here in St. Louis, and it's actually been in his family, dude. They've been doing this show for over 30 years, which just
Really?
blows my mind. Because yeah, I'm assuming probably back in the 80s and 90s, it was probably real vintage toys like 60s and 70s. I'm not sure because I really didn't start going to them until just several years ago.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, that would have been really cool because I've seen pictures that he's posted on the Facebook page of like throwback pictures from back then, and it was pretty much the same. I mean, it was packed full of vendors and packed full of people. It's always like that. It's kind of hit or miss though. It seems like when I go there now. I'm not saying that they have a lack of items, but the stuff that I'm looking for is really hit or miss sometimes. Like this show is usually one of their bigger shows for the year because it's the last one right before Christmas. This is actually a special show that they put on just for Christmas. And then they have the Marines there with the Toys for Tots that you can donate, and it's really cool. But this was one of those shows that it I didn't really see a whole lot. I mean, I did get some stuff, and I'll show. I guess I could talk about that, or you want to wait till do you have anything that you've gotten in lately?
I have a lot of stuff that I've gotten in, but it's all put up, and I guess I could not. I don't know if I can switch back to that other camera and show it later, but it's all hooked up. And
Well, I could show what I got here then. So this was kind of cool. Just little addition, little X-Men,
yeah, I saw that. I like that. You posted
X-Men
on Facebook page.
lunchbox. Yeah. 1992, so it was right around the Toy Biz time. Right
Okay.
around the time that the cartoon was out and stuff. So I thought it was cool. I mean, $10, can't beat it. Um, I picked this up. And the guy actually had three of them, and I probably should have bought two so that way I can unbox one. But I got this. See it?
Oh,
Cable.
the cable? Yeah.
Yep. 10-inch figure.
Excuse me. Who's the guy that they're gonna have play cable again?
What's his name? God, I can't think of his name.
Yeah, I know.
Oh my God.
Saw some stuff on it.
Was it?
Like,
Brody. God, what's the guy's name? Now I got to look it up because I can't for life of me remember. I can picture his face.
Yeah.
It's not Tom. It's not Tom Hardy. It's because he's doing Venom. Josh Brolin. That's who it is. Josh Brolin.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So that's gonna be really good. And the guy was like, he had three of them. He's like, well, buy all three of them. And he goes, you can turn around and sell them once the movie comes out. The price will go up on them. I'm like, I just want the one just for my collection. Kind of would have been cool though to buy the other one just because they were so cheap. Just to unbox it, because I don't unbox any of my toys unless they're already loose.
Right.
Because I collect them. Yeah. The other thing I got was this, man. I was really excited. So I have when I was a kid, we had the laser tag stuff. You remember that stuff? The black gun and the little thing you put on your chest, right? So yeah.
Rifle.
Yeah. You have it or you had it?
Well, it was one of the first purchases I was going to do when we first started getting back into this shit and like showing all the stuff. Sorry, SEC, whatever. I cussed on there. But I was looking at getting it, the old like 1987, I think it was. Like it's a white rifle. It looks kind of like triangle. Yeah. Did you pick one up?
No. God, I wish.
So, so.
Oh my God. So the last few years that I've been going to this, that was one of the things that I've always kind of kept my eye out for. And I haven't seen anything. I haven't come across even like just a loose gun. And then today we were at the toy show and we were actually getting ready to leave. I had already made my second pass. And as we were getting ready to walk out of the building, I look over and I see this. And I had to do it. It's a complete inbox, the game kit.
Oh, hell yeah.
Complete. It's got the manual. It's even got the warranty card in there, which is really cool. And it's cool because it's even got the little brochure that shows you all the other stuff that they have, Remember, they had a cartoon about it too.
Yeah.
And then, let's see. I find that one page that shows, yeah. So I actually had all this stuff. I had the vest. I still have this hat and this helmet.
Yeah, I seen your helmet. I didn't know you had that.
Yeah, I've got the hat too. I think I still got that in a box somewhere. And then I've got the little base. Do you remember the little black base that you would set in? You just set it in the middle of the room, and you could play with it. So if you're playing by yourself, you actually had somebody, you can play against it, and it had a little counter on it. Each time you'd shoot it, it would count the numbers of times that you shot it, but then it would also shoot back at you. So you had to dodge it.
Yeah. To be honest with you, like I liked laser tag a lot as a kid, but I never got it. My mom never picked it up for me. She did, however, get me some walkie-talkies, the laser tag walkie-talkies, the black ones with the red buttons had it had the laser tag like logo type stuff on it. But the best part about that freaking walkie-talkie is like I got it for Christmas, like my fourth grade year. We're living down on Boone, and we're in the house, and I was just like turning it on and just like pressing the buttons and all this stuff. Back in the 80s, we didn't have the internet, so this is like 1989, 1988, 89. Yeah. And I start like just hello on the walkie-talkie, and lo and behold, I get a signal from somebody.
Oh, no shit. Nice.
Yeah. And believe it or not, the kid down the street had a set. I can't remember what his walkie-talkies were, but the frequency worked out. So we actually met up or whatever, and we like started hanging out because it was the same street. So we just said, hey, go out to the street if you're on Boone. And we both went out to the street. That's how we met. So before the internet, we had the RF walkie-talkies, and that's
nice. How we met. The very first form of social media. That's awesome. That's a cool story, dude. That's cool as shit. Because half of those walkie-talkies, like I had the old G.I. Joe walkie-talkies, and they didn't really have a very long range.
No.
Because, we would play hide and seek, and, my brother would be upstairs in the attic hiding or something, and I'd be on, just maybe 30 or 40 feet away, and it would just crackle. You couldn't even pick shit up. So that's pretty impressive, man. That's really good.
Like I could barely make it out, and I went outside and we started talking, and it worked. It was about a block away, dude. Like I was at the start of the block, he was at the end of the block where can't remember the name of the street was, but this is like I lived in this house for all of one school year, And by the end of the school year, we had moved back to my old house that I was born and like raised in. And I was taking the city bus as a fourth grader, like fucking so many miles.
Wow.
Yeah. I'd hop on the bus every morning, and the bus driver, like, they knew, like, he waited for me. It was crazy because I was like the only kid to ride a city bus, and I got to get out of school 10 minutes early to make sure I made the city bus to get home. They worked out some deal. This is the 80s, man. So it was pretty cool. I get on the bus and he's like, hey there, Charlie, because my middle name is Charles. And when I was younger, I used to go by Charlie. And he was like, hey, how was your last day of school? Blah, blah, blah. And he was a cool bus driver, old black dude, freaking awesome. Loved him. His name was Mr. James, I think is what James Jones. Yeah. It was a long time
That's
ago.
awesome. Yeah. The 80s were a different time, man. It was because I remember as a kid, I mean, we would just get on our bikes on a Saturday morning and I would ride about 3 miles over to my buddy's house.
Yeah.
And then we would get on, we'd meet up at his house and we'd hop on our bikes and we would ride all day. I mean, we would ride 15, 20 miles sometimes just riding around, and it really wasn't a big deal. Like, my God, could you imagine nowadays if a kid is found 10,
his parent would have a fucking hissy fit.
Yeah. If you find your kid 3 blocks from your house, you're freaking out because, they don't have a cell phone. You have no idea.
And he's 12 years old. Like, are you serious right now? Like, God, man. Like, well, I don't know, man. Sometimes I just want to live out in the middle of the woods. So I'd be like, here, Hayden, take the dog and go.
Yeah. But, and rightfully so, because it's a different society now, man. There's way more wackos out there, it seems like, than there was back when we were kids.
So. They were unknown.
Yeah.
The wackos were unknown in the 80s. Like, you didn't know. Now you have everybody's a freaking blue dot, dude. And the bad part about it is that dude might be a blue dot and he even had nothing to do with that kind of thing. Like in the city of Denver, Colorado. Like, I was visiting there and like I didn't get in trouble. Don't get me wrong. I was just warned. But if you pee in public, like you're in an alley behind a dumpster and you pee in public, you have to and you get a ticket. You have to register as a sex offender.
Oh my God.
And that's in Denver, Colorado. Yeah.
Holy shit, that's crazy.
So,
I mean, there's gotta be that's
ridiculous, there's gotta be something, but like you don't really know. Or like now I'm questioning blue dots, like, because I don't want to feel like, dude, if you took a piss outside and you got in trouble for taking a piss outside. Like,
right, yeah.
You've done it. Fuck. If you're a man, you've done it. It's like part of being a man. You have to pee outside.
I do it quite regularly, yeah. So
so to be registered as a sex offender for peeing outside is quite ridiculous. I mean, within reason. If you're doing it in front of a whole bunch of kids, that's kind of weird.
Like, yeah, that's a different story.
Find a secluded spot and pee, but
right. I mean, if you're unzipping it and taking a piss right there on the other side of the fence on a playground, like that's, outside of a school, that's different. Yeah,
you're a legit blue dot then.
Right. Yeah. Oh my God. So yeah, but you were talking about the rifle. So I asked the guy too. I was like, "Do you have anything else?" He goes, "Oh yeah." He goes, "I got lots of stuff." I said, "Do you have a rifle?" And he says, "Yeah." I'm like, "Okay, where is it?" He goes, "It's in my personal collection."
Son of a!
I was like, "Damn it!" So I will be on the lookout for those. But
there was when I first back in. I don't even think we weren't even doing the podcast together yet. I think it was still like you still had this one on hiatus, and I just started at excuse me. This beer's going straight to my gases. But I just started working at the not Ismet. What am I freaking doing? The ITES Center. So I was looking at stuff on eBay and all this stuff. And I'm like, man, I was trying to remember. And I was like looking at stuff. I was like, all right, man, laser tag. Laser tag was one of my first go-tos, to be honest with you. Like, to be able to have laser tag in my collection would be freaking awesome.
Mm-hmm.
At the same time, not more than a week later, they have the new version of laser tag, and I saw it at Target.
Mm-hmm. That's awesome, isn't it?
I picked it up.
You did?
Yeah. I've had that for a long time now. And like me and my son, we were running around the house like idiots. like shooting at each other, and all this stuff. He's like, Dad, how come you're beating me? I'm like, son, I was an infantryman for 16 years.
Right.
Like I'm pretty good at shooting and finding cover and making it so you can't hit me.
Yeah,
He's like trying to reset himself with the gun and like crazy. But long story short, I got on eBay and I saw the rifle. I saw there was one for $76. There was one for $100, and it was like perfect working condition. Tested all this shit, you know what I mean? But like, so I kind of got a sour taste in my mouth currently for eBay.
And that's the thing, man. It's eBay is one of those things where you may get a good deal, but if you're really looking for something, you're probably going to pay more for it just because they know that you're actively looking for it and that you'll pay it. This is one of those things that I just fell across it, and I'll be honest. I mean, I'll be honest. What I paid, dude, I paid $20 for this.
What is it? Oh yeah, the set.
The laser tag. Yeah. I mean,
does it work?
That I don't know. I mean, I'll probably end up testing it out because I've got my other gun upstairs and the other stuff and my helmet. So yeah, dude, I used to wear that shit to school when I don't know. I was probably like what year is this anyway?
It should be like 88, 87.
86. So yeah, I was 7, 8 years old. So I'd have been, third, fourth grade, whatever, second, third grade. And they would have like a wacky hat day or something. And I would use any excuse I could to wear my laser tag shit. I'd wear the hat cap, or I'd come in wearing the helmet and all this stuff. I remember one day I don't know what kind of special deal they were having, but I came in wearing the vest, and I even had the holster and the gun and shit, and they didn't say nothing about it. It's like, if you try that shit today, oh my God, dude,
they'd have to hate it. Like, oh my God, your son brought a gun to school. What are you teaching him? It's a laser tag gun, dude. Chill out. Don't even start on that. We'll have a rant.
Not trying to get you to rant. But yeah, I mean, it's a different world than what it used to be. And I was such a little nerd when it came to that shit, but I love it,
I think I told you about this before. Like, my son, he has a snowboarding jacket with a grenade on it. Yeah, I think I have told you.
Oh yeah, they said something to you about it.
Yeah. Oh yeah, they said he couldn't wear the jacket. I was like, yeah, you're an idiot. I paid $150 for this jacket. It's a better jacket than a Walmart jacket. He's gonna freaking wear it. Like, he's like, I can't wear it at school, Dad. They told me no. I gotta go home if I wear it. Like, boy, put the damn jacket on. I'll go up and freaking wring this principal's ass.
Right.
I don't know what it is with teachers today and all this safe space bullshit. Oh man, I'm gonna start ranting. But it's crap. Like, it's a freaking jacket with a stencil, not like a real grenade. It's a stencil,
right?
A grenade with a circle around it, which is a logo for a snowboarding company. So, like, really, he's going to wear a jacket to school, and everybody's going to feel threatened because of a jacket. What, threatened that they're going to overheat?
Right. And it's snowboarding. It has nothing to do. It's not like he's going to school, like, promoting war or anything like that. It's
God forbid he wears a USMC shirt to school. Oh hell. And it's a Marine town.
I've heard of a lot of instances like that where kids go to school wearing shit, and I don't know, man. I couldn't imagine being in school now. During these times, it's with like the bullying and everything is way worse, it seems like, and just everything is just so much different. Like, we had bullies and shit when we were kids, and
bullies. I was bullied.
Yeah, I was too, and I pretty much
I don't care. People still bully me now because we do a podcast. Like, like, I don't care. I like to talk about this stuff. I'm going to talk about it with people that like to talk about this stuff with me. And then, you know what? Who knows? Maybe we'll get cool guests on, like the one we're going to have in January, because I'm a freaking nerd. Chill out, dude. Like, I don't care.
Right. Exactly. Yeah, exactly. It's like, yeah, it's one of those things where I don't know. I mean, I keep my hobbies to my personal life, and I keep my work shit at work, and it's just one of those things I just try to keep them separated. I think there's a couple of people at work that know that I do a podcast, but I don't really want everybody to know, because I don't know. It's just, does that make sense? I mean, is it weird to say that?
To me, Adam.
Huh? I'm not ashamed. No.
Am I your guilty hidden secret?
Maybe.
Oh, I gotta eat popcorn for
Does
this.
that sound stupid though to say that? I mean, is it, or I mean, it's
No, I don't
to me
fucking.
like my podcast, yeah, or our podcast, it's something that I want to share with everybody, but it's something that's very personal to me, you know? Um, and like I won't listen to our podcast with other people. It's just weird, but I want to share it to everybody. Like you want to listen to it on your own,
I
then
fucking
awesome.
do.
But like I'm not gonna sit at my desk at work, or if I got one of the guys with me in my van, I'm not gonna put it on my podcast because I feel like it's stupid because like it's me talking, and I don't know. It's just weird.
You're gonna listen to this tomorrow. Just saying.
I am, and I do. I listen to our own show just because I want to, I like to go back and listen to it, and
Hey, Adam, this is David. You're not a geek.
thanks, David.
You're welcome, buddy.
I'm gonna need that lift of spirit so much tomorrow when I listen to this show.
If you are a geek, guess what? Geek is the new chic. So get over it.
And I'm proud of being a geek. It's like all the guys at work, they look at me like, "Hey, man, can you fix my phone?" It's that type of shit.
Dude. Yeah. And this is the freestyle portion of our podcast.
Yeah. We're just completely going off the cuff here, and that's fine. It's
like the geek thing. Okay, so high school, I was not. High school, I would say I transformed from geekdom. I kind of put it in the back pocket, not really like put a cuff on it or whatever. Not while I was at Lakeside. Lakeside, I was still geeking it up, I guess. I don't know, or maybe I was just different from everybody else. Grew up around a whole bunch of people that were into, and I look back and I'm like, dude, you were an idiot. But growing up in Washington and being in high school in the 90s probably was the greatest time of my life that I didn't partake in. So, excuse me, Jesus. Yeah.
Well, I was the same way. I mean, it's when you're in high school, you don't want to show your true self because you want to be who you think other people think you should be. Does that make sense?
I'm going to tell you this right now, like to your face right now. I was an idiot. I was all about like Dr. Dre, Snoop Dogg, like rap music. Like I was like, oh man.
Right. And you were trying to play the role and be a thug. I was the same way, dude. I was the same exact way. Like I was into, and I still am. Don't get me wrong, dude. Like I was in more like I guess you call them the burnouts, like heavy metal, smoking cigarettes, smoking pot, all that stuff, as 15, 16 years old. And I mean, I had the long hair and I had like, the whole Nirvana look, the grunge look, I had the flannels and the cut up jeans and all that shit. And I thought, I mean, it was cool. I loved it. But now that I'm older, it's like, I am who I am. Like who you see and who you know of me and all you YouTubers out there watching this is who I am. I've got a professional, a professional job now, so I can't dress like I did, but I still love all those things. I love heavy metal. I love Nirvana, dude, and I will rock the shit out of that stuff.
Don't get me wrong. You could have caught me driving to work the other day with Dr. Dre, Snoop Dogg, and all that shit, and it ain't nothing but a G thing playing. Like,
yeah,
but I don't know. Like, so what I was trying to say is like that music's great and all. Like that music was like I connected with it at the time, but maybe I shouldn't have connected so much with it. Maybe I should have broadened my horizons like they are more now. Like I'm way more open. I listen to country probably more than I listen to anything else now. And you're probably like, oh, you listen to country.
I listen to country. I mean, that's fine. Not the new shit.
Like, yeah, you listen to country. Yeah, I don't know. I just connect with country. Maybe it's because I'm in North Carolina. Maybe it's the influences in my life. Like maybe it's a whole bunch of different aspects if you look at it. But I would say that like the most impactful music to me, it makes me feel good, is like classic Southern rock. Like I love it.
Yeah. Yeah. See, and I'm the same way, man. For me, it's like 90s grunge. It's like the other day, I was just having a shit day, and you might have saw I posted on Facebook, and I came home, dude, and I'm sat down here at my podcast station. I put my headphones in, and I was listening to Mad Season. That album that just completely soothes me. It's such a great album. Lane Staley on vocals. I mean, it's just great. So you get those songs, and those songs mean a lot to you because I'm sitting there listening to that. Not only is it putting me in a great mental state, but it's also helping with that as well because I'm thinking back of the memories. Like, my God, man, when I was like 17, 18, and I'm listening to this music, what was I doing? I was doing this, and it just brings back memories. So it's just a whole trip.
It was a great time. And that's what I was saying. Like, I took it for granted that I grew up in Washington, where a lot of the music that you like to listen to like derived from.
Mm-hmm.
So the whole grunge scene is like where I was from. And I don't get me wrong, I like Nirvana. Nirvana was really the only one I ever liked. And you'd be like, oh, why didn't you like Mother Dog or whatever it was?
With a love bone, yeah,
Love Dog or Love Bone.
yeah.
Uh, and like all this stuff. I'm like, dude, I listened to Alice in Chains. What is it? Soundgarden. Soundgarden was more Northern California, wasn't it?
No, Soundgarden was no, they were
Seattle
Seattle.
too.
Yeah, they were
Was
Seattle because it was Temple of the Dog,
Temple of the Dog.
which was a mix of Pearl Jam and Soundgarden, Chris Cornell and what's his name from
Yeah,
Pearl Jam. But yeah,
yeah. So I loved it. I loved it, man. I loved it.
yeah, me too, man. And but it's like I was saying, it's all about back then. It was all about trying to be somebody and not just be yourself. Because I went through all these crazy transitions too. I went from like a metalhead to like this country boy that was I'd listen to country and all this other stuff, and then finally as
Transformed
now that
your,
I'm
your look transformed with it.
yeah, I did. Yeah. Well, because a lot of it
More,
too is I moved from the city and I moved down to southern Missouri to my mom's in a very rural town.
yeah,
So the whole rock and metal look really didn't go over very well down there. So, you can, and there again, I mean, that just completely
adapt
proves my
to
point. You've
the
got to adapt. You got to adapt to your
environment.
surroundings, environment, and you got to be who you think that they want you to be instead of just being yourself. But
Right.
then again, I was still playing we were still playing rock and heavy metal and stuff in a band and the band with my buddies when I was down there.
Yeah.
So I mean but then as I get older, I'm like, I don't really care. I'm going to dress how I want to dress. And as you get older anyway, your group of friends gets smaller and smaller and smaller.
It
And
does.
I find that now that I'm at the age I'm at, I've only got literally a handful of people that I call my friend, that I talk to on a regular basis. Because it
My
gets
friends, Adam.
it seems like it gets harder and harder to relate to people
It
um,
does.
as you get older and finding people that have similar interest. It's like I don't have any of my real friends, like local friends that I actually physically see on a regular basis that do podcasts. I've got a couple of them that are kind of into like the retro stuff, the toys and the video games and stuff like that.
Oh, yeah.
Um, but it's cool too because now I'm starting to find old friends that I haven't really talked to in a long time. I got my one good friend Steve. We called him Tiny back in the day. Um, and I've recently kind of reconnected with him. We were really good friends, and I mean he's into all the same shit that I am now. We're talking about going to Comic-Con together in June here in St. Louis. And that's something that when he and I used to hang out, we neither one of us would ever say that we were into that type of shit.
Yeah. Um, yeah, a lot of people like friends from high school or friends from right after high school to when I joined the Marine Corps, like they have commented and liked, and then to be honest with you, people in when I was in the Marine Corps, like they like the stuff that I post in my memorabilia uh, photo album on Facebook. So it's it's enlightening to know that there's people out there that actually are into the same thing, or like they make a connection with something.
Mm-hmm. Or you pull them out of the closet, not homosexually speaking, but you pull them out of the geek closet. But you pull them out. No, you pull them out of the geek closet because they don't have anybody else that will admit that they're into collecting He-Man figures, and you put something on there, and the next thing you know, they're like, "Well, yeah, man, I've got this huge collection," and you're like, "I've known you for 10 years, and I've never even knew this," because they were too damn afraid of it. So
it is a sad day. Speaking of He-Man, I talked with you earlier about this. I'm gonna slowly close the door on the He-Man chapter. It's going to reopen, but not in the vintage Motu. So I have one more item to get. One more. Maybe two, if I can find it. Like Chris Hummel posted some stuff back, and I guess my messenger, because I didn't spam a whole bunch of people. Somebody reported me as spam when I shared that Saturday morning cartoon with Motu Joe.
Really?
Yeah. So somebody said I spammed accounts or whatever, and they blocked off my messenger, so I couldn't send messages to anybody via Facebook Live, via anything. Like I was just like, what the fuck, And let me post on my status, but I couldn't send messages. Chris Hummel's he had one of his shindigs, is what he calls them, and it's just like a closed auction. And he had a whole bunch of Motu stuff, the classic, the vintage stuff, and he had the Castle Grayskull Tower and the Viper Tower from the Eternia set, and he put it up. Nobody would jump on it. Nobody would jump on the Viper Tower. Nobody jumped on anything, and he was kind of getting distraught about it. Like he even went down to $75. And he's like, okay, we'll revisit it later. And I was like, fuck. I was sitting there in bed because he does them late for some reason. I don't know if he's like Midwest,
maybe UK. He's not UK or something.
I don't know. He's not UK. He does a lot of stuff in Chicago. So,
okay.
So I'm thinking he's a Midwest time zone, but he'll post his stuff and do Friday night shindigs. And I was sitting there lying in bed and I was like, fuck, man. I really want to start Eternia. It's kind of close to the holidays. Christmas is coming up. Don't know if I want to spend that much. Fuck it. I was like, well, I didn't do it because my messenger wasn't working, but I sent him a message because he'd already surpassed that point of the auction. Nobody bought it. He put it down. He put it back. Nobody wanted it. Nobody said anything about it or whatever. And I was like, I actually tried to send him a message for 150. Was it 150? No, 120. I was like 120 for the Viper Tower and Castle Grayskull Tower from the Eternia set. And I don't know, he might have taken it. But the point is
you missed that opportunity because some douchebag decided to hey, you got your phone there handy with you?
I do. Yeah.
All right, I'm going to send you this picture. Check this out. I meant to send this to you too before from the toy show.
Okay.
You should get it in here. I just sent it.
What is it? A picture of Chris Hummel? Was he there?
No.
Can you hear that?
Huh.
Good. I don't know. This microphone's like range of picking up things is pretty broad. Like I can come left and right.
Oh yeah.
It's insane. Like it picks me up and it sends the video. It sends me to the right side or the left side. But everything I hear back is only on the left side of my headphones. It's pretty stupid.
That's weird. No, yeah, I hear you in stereo. But yeah, look at that picture I just sent you.
Yeah, I'm waiting for it to come in.
Oh, okay.
Here it is. Got it. I hate you.
Yeah, right?
Why didn't you hit me up? Because I would actually, that cat's lair would go in here. Because I really have no Thundercat stuff besides my Lino.
Yeah, no, and I don't even know it was one of those deals where it was super busy in that aisle, and because my wife went with me to the toy show, which was really cool. We went without the kids. No, I don't think so.
No. The deal next to him, next to the
mutant sky cutter.
Yeah. Where's the sky cutter?
That was that thing you said.
That's not a sky cutter. The sky cutter's behind it. The orange with the U thing right here. Come on.
Oh, that.
This guy.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
This guy right here is not. I got everything right here for $15, lino included.
Oh wow, that's a good
Yeah,
deal.
yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. So I don't know what he was asking for because it was one of those deals where the aisle was really busy. I walked past it and I saw it. I'm like, shit. I stopped. I'm like, I gotta send a picture of this because it was just really cool the way he had it set up with all the stuff in front of it. So I
Yeah.
snapped a picture of it and just kind of like shuffled back on. So I don't even know what he was asking for it. I do know that if that's the same guy,
That's what that's called. It's the Thunderclaw.
Thunderclaw, yeah.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
that
But
guy, if it's the same guy that's normally set up in that table, he's usually pretty proud of a lot of his stuff. Um, he's had he's had like some uh God, he had like some Thundercat at one point. It was like he not knockoff, but they're like from like other countries, like He-Man figures and stuff like
right, like
that.
the Galaxy, the Motu Galaxy people, the knock.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
some of
but
that shit, he's
like,
asking. I mean, like there was a He-Man guy. He was asking like over $100 for it. Not
okay,
it wasn't carded either. You know, it was just the loose figure with the weapons and stuff.
yeah, some of
Um,
that more obscure stuff can get really, really costly, and it's kind of ridiculous. Like the way some people think that their stuff's worth this much, but
yeah,
you can't find it any place else, and that's what he's offering it for. Is like you're kind of screwed. You know what I mean?
yeah, yeah. It's like find it someplace else then. You know,
You know
which you're
what?
not going to.
I don't want to sound like a dickhead, but like every time I go to the little shop that I get some stuff from. So actually, where I picked up that's Thunderclaw and Lino from, I'll get on fucking eBay and do a price comparison
Mm-hmm.
just to see if they're actually pricing their stuff in the same realm or vicinity of what eBay's pricing it for.
Yeah.
So, like the Fright Zone up there that I have with my He-Man collection. So the Fright Zone goes for $40, right? And that's without the puppet. That's just like with all the working parts, everything like that. I got that Fright Zone up there for 30. It was listed for 35, and I think I got it for 30.
Wow.
Just right
Yeah.
at $30 is what I got.
Yeah.
So and everything, there's just one little crack, and it's in the tree.
Mm-hmm.
So it's pretty actually amazing. Like even standing there at the table, like if you're at a toy show, and like you said this before, if you're standing at a table and this guy's got eBay prices, you should look at him and be like, dude, why the hell do you have eBay prices? Meaning,
Right.
why am I gonna buy this from you if you're gonna sell it at eBay prices? Like, you're ridiculous.
Right. There was a one of the things that I saw was a like I'm starting to get into like the Toy Biz like the play sets. Like this one here, I was gonna show this one later too, but
Yeah, man,
I got
freestyle.
this here. It's the X-Men Wolverine combat cave. You know, it's sealed too. It's completely sealed. And so I've been kind of working on collecting. So actually here's some of the stuff that they have here. But this no
The Cyclops.
this guy here, this one here, the Wolverine, the mutant cycle, yeah.
Yeah.
They had one there. The box was in shit condition. It wasn't sealed, and the guy was asking $50 for it. I'm like, I can buy those things all day long on eBay for like 30 or 35. So those are usually the vendors that I try to avoid, just because if I go in there, I'm not going to try to talk him down to $30 out off of 50 because I know that he's not going to do it.
Yeah.
And to do that, I'm going to have to start off at 25. So now I'm coming in, and he's going to think I'm lowballing him because I'm offering $25 for this thing.
Right.
And he's just going to tell me to fuck off, basically, you know? So those are typically the guys that I try to avoid. And being that I've been going to this for so long, I know the vendors to avoid that, you know, that offer that stuff. Same thing with their figures. I mean, like I hate seeing these guys that are asking $20 for, well, just like one of the plain old Wolverine X-Men figures or something. They're asking $20 for it. I'm like, there's 3 other vendors in this place that are selling that same exact one, probably in better shape even, for $10.
Yeah.
You
It's
know,
stupid. Yeah, it's just it's ridiculous. You're like, would you like this mint on card Orko figure? It'll only
Mhm.
cost your soul.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Well, it was funny too because the same guy that I bought this cable from, he had a Sentinel, which I've been wanting for a while. And it's really cool because the Sentinel's like he's like 12 inches tall, and the front of him opens up, and you can actually put one of the figures inside of him. But that's really all he does. He's not even really movable. He's not, his legs don't move, his arms don't really move. He just kind of stands there like a statue. But it's still something that I want for my collection to complete it. And I think he was asking $50 for that. And I was like, man, I'm like, it's not really worth it to me for that. If I could get him 30 or $30, I would probably pay that for it.
Yeah.
But there again, I mean, collecting, and that's what collecting's about. It's all about, it's only worth what somebody's going to pay for it.
So it's like if you go to a toy show, you could be traveling into the depths of hell. Sorry.
Yeah, pretty much. That's what it seems like sometimes. But in that case, what I do is I'll wait. And so next time when I go there, if I see that same thing there, I may try to talk to him a little bit about it. And if he doesn't do it, I'll wait till the following time and then I'll offer it. And by then, it's been like 6 months that he's been sitting on this thing and he's just wanting to get rid of it. And usually they'll sell it.
Yeah. It's crazy, man. So speaking of collecting older things, and we were talking about something, and I was reaching over here because actually I have picked up a few things, but they're already unboxed, and I don't care if you want to see me unbox it or not, because this is a Trapper Keeper, motherfucker.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
So, I actually had this exact same one when I was
that's badass. Did you find that at the thrift shop?
No, I found it on eBay.
Oh yeah.
The only place to get the stuff is eBay.
It's in good shape. It looks like
it's in great friggin' shape. Originally, this person had it posted like everything works, so the back works, the deal works. There's no holes ripped in the little deal here. There's no holes ripped in that.
Yeah. Hasn't been written on the front. That's the most important thing. Because remember we used to write on those things. Or you remember you'd take your pen or your pencil and you would like just kind of trace around the lines to give it like a bubbled 3D look.
See, so like everything.
Yeah. No, that's in great shape, man.
Perfect shape. My dogs are fighting underneath my shop right now as I'm showing you this. I hear them hitting their heads and yelping. So
nice. That's awesome.
But
that Trapper Keeper's badass, dude.
Yeah, so I put in a bid for the Trapper Keeper. I came in at $30 and they give me free shipping. That means they go there, they ship it, and I don't have to worry about anything. So I'll pay $30 for it. She counter offered, or he counter offered. I think it's she countered offer at 25, and I paid the shipping. So midway point from where it is, I was just like, I was not gonna pay $42 for that fucking Trapper Keeper.
Yeah,
including shipping. So you got to include shipping costs. So it's just not gonna work for me.
Yeah. Yeah, that's one of the frustrating things. I've been buying a lot of stuff off of Instagram, man. There's a lot of good guys on there selling stuff.
I still haven't bought from a private party like that.
There's an Instagram page that I follow, and I'll have to find the name of it. But basically, what he does is he goes through a lot of these guys, and it's basically it's mostly just toys, guys that sell toys, and he'll put a stamp on it if it's like they're legit. You know what I'm saying? So like if they haven't screwed anybody over and they've gotten good reviews and stuff, then he'll put them up there and he'll put a little stamp over their picture. It says legit. Or if you get screwed over by somebody, then he'll post that on there and to let everybody know not to buy from this guy. But let me see if I can find the guy's name. Because I tell you what, we went through some bullshit with this X-Men Wolverine Combat
Okay.
Cave. I
Yeah.
went through some bullshit with it, but the guy that I bought it from he did a fantastic job. He completely made up for it, and I just want to kind of give him a shout out. Let me find his Instagram name here. It's kind of weird name. Store 84 underscore toys and collectibles. Store 84 underscore toys and collectibles. The guy's got some awesome shit. But what happened was I sent him the PayPal for it, and I didn't do the friends and family because I've never bought from this guy before, and this was actually the first time that I bought off of Instagram. And I wanted to make sure to cover myself in case something happened, so that way if he doesn't send it, I go to PayPal, they give me my money back, they deal with it.
Yeah.
So he was like, "Yeah, that's fine." I said, he's like, "Just when you send me the money," he said, "just add in the extra fees for it," which is like it's like I forgot how much it was. It was like 5% or something like that. Not even that. It was like 2% maybe. So it was super cheap. It was only like an extra buck, I think. So anyway,
Yeah.
I get it for I pay him for it. He says, "Yeah, I'll get it shipped out." Almost 2 weeks goes by. I'm like, "I haven't gotten this thing, man. Where, what's going on?" He's like, "Oh man," he goes, "I sent off a bunch of stuff from eBay." He goes, "And I can't find the tracking for it." He goes, I'll tell you what." He goes, "I've got another one here that is sealed." He goes, "I'll send that to you, and I'll throw in a Wolverine figure." I'm like,
So he hooked you up.
"Great. You hooked me up, man." I was absolutely happy. It took about 2 weeks longer than I wanted to get it, but I'm not in a hurry for it. I don't really care. All that matters is that I've got what I want, and he did a good job. So kudos to him, man. I want to thank him, and I will definitely be buying more stuff because
That's good.
he's got some more stuff too that I want to get. Trying to remember what all it was. There was 3 things that he had. I think one of them was a Sentinel, and I think the other one was the Wolverine cycle, and there was one other thing. And he's making me a smoking deal on it, but I'm like, man, it's so close to Christmas. I gotta wait till after the holidays. So I'm really hoping by after the holidays he'll still have that stuff and I can get it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Yeah. To be good. So good stuff.
yeah.
I don't know where I was going with that.
So what have you been playing any video games?
Uh,
We haven't really talked about video games in a long time.
have I been playing video games? Yes.
Well, we
Yeah.
haven't been playing video games together, is what I'm getting at.
We
So
have
I don't know
not.
what you're playing anymore.
There was a way that we could play those games together, but there's just not a way. The games I've been playing are multiplayer, but you have to be sitting in the same room, Adam.
Okay, you've been playing old school shit.
I've been playing the shit out of old school stuff, and
Cool.
yeah, I've been sharing it. I don't know if you noticed from the first time I put on The Last of Us.
Yeah.
I figured out what was going on. I figured out it wasn't really the internet connection. It was the fact that I was trying to stream shit. What's the type of game?
An 8-bit.
Not an 8-bit. The Last of Us is not 8-bit.
I'm thinking of the thing that you tried doing the other day.
Yeah.
With your live stream.
The game was not a CD in the disk drive of the PlayStation 4. I was streaming it from PlayStation.
Oh, it was a downloadable. Okay, yeah.
Yeah. I actually have the disc, and I sat there and thought about it. I was like, why in the F was I trying to stream a game and stream me playing the game at the same time? So that's where the problem lied with that first stream that I did. And looking back, it's like I could have just put the game in because I actually own the game. But then I had like all these cables behind my computer that I just didn't need. I'm not going to stream anything live like Call of Duty or anything like that. It would be, well, actually, as you were, I would stream live us playing 7 Days to Die. But honestly, I probably need to go buy the disc for that game, so it's not using the internet to download 100% of that stuff as we're playing it. You know what I'm saying? If you have the disc,
it shouldn't. I mean, but it's already downloaded. I mean, the game's
downloaded, but like
downloaded on your Xbox, though.
How often do you trust things like that? how much can we trust 7 Days to Die? Because I could throw Merc in there, I could throw you in there, and you could actually hear the audio. You could hear us talking. You can hear the commentary. I could be streaming it live to Facebook or shit wherever we put it. So you could be like, hey, stop by and watch us play 7 Days to Die and chat with us live. Like, yeah. But yeah, so actually picked up a couple other things. Not actually, I didn't pick that up. I actually had Captain America Avengers Assemble for Sega Genesis. Streamed that at the end of us playing Tony Hawk Pro Skater on the PS2. And the comments I was getting, it was like, that's great. Is this on an emulator? I'm like, no, it's not an emulator. I'm playing it from the real system. No way. So yeah,
everybody plays emulators, and
everybody plays emulators. And the one I did today or yesterday with the Nintendo. The Nintendo's a little bit different. So with the Nintendo, it's actually has like you can't pull out the red audio and just let the video play. It doesn't work unless the audio is in there. It gets rid of the picture. It's weird for some reason. I guess the way it's wired inside, and because of that, it's not pushing sound through to the TV. It's just it's weird. It's the way I have it hooked up. I have it hooked up through a AV to HDMI converter, and the converter plugs into my wall and some other stuff. And I have some. I don't know how it's going to work, but actually the last port on my AV converter to send it to this one switch that switches everything to HDMI AV, I actually picked up a coax RF to AV. So it's the same concept of you pulling in your HD TV channels, your HDVT. Am I saying that shit right?
HD TV, yeah.
HD TV, like from the air, it converts that signal into AV so you can play it. It's the same concept. So I'm gonna take an Atari 2600 and treat that as airwaves, right? I'm gonna treat that as airwaves because it's the same thing. Like that's how you worked the Atari 2600, and this has been a big thing on YouTube. And on the Amazon Marketplace, trying to find like how to convert the Atari 2600, Atari anything, any RF into an HDMI actual deal. So it's just so I found that plug, and I'm going to use it the same way with an Atari 2600, and I will be able to push it to the HDMI after that. And then from the HDMI, it'll go to the TV and the capture card, and I can actually stream an Atari video game live and play.
Oh, that'd be cool.
So that's how I think it's going to work. I'm kind of weird. What are you doing?
I'm trying to I want to do the Facebook Live thing here.
Facebook Live thing? You have no internet or what?
No, I do. I'm trying to set up the phone because I wanted to try bringing you into it so we can do this. Just do like maybe 10 minutes or so live of the podcast. So maybe sound kind of weird here on the YouTube, but I'm going to be doing the. All right, here we go.
Volume all the way down on mine. So let's see here.
Oh, I can't turn my phone while recording. Shoot. All right, hang on. No.
We're actually live on Facebook right now.
I know, and I had to stop because I can't you can't rotate your phone. It says when you're live. So.
Oh yeah. The stupid
delete that.
The front video.
Yeah.
We do it like upwards.
Right. Well, no, it will, but you can't rotate it while you're recording. Like you can't switch cameras. You can't switch from horizontal to vertical while it's recording. You have to do it before.
So, oh, you can?
Yeah. All right.
All right, I'm waiting. So am I going to be on camera here too, or what? Got my phone, American flag.
Oh, look at you. Look at you.
Got my popcorn. Got my American beer, Miller Lite, Gold Colorado.
Woo!
Oh shit!
You got your fancy Motu Joe hat. too. That's cool.
I was gonna wait to give him a shout out at the end. Know what I'm saying?
Okay, that's fine. Here, let me adjust this.
Retro Rags Limited.
Retro Rags Limited.
I like me some Motu Joe. He's
All
good.
right. Are you on there? I see you. Let's see. You see it me live?
I see the one. Hold on. I see the one he stopped. Unless it's going again. Yeah. You just bring me in, right?
Yeah, and once it shows that you join, I think I can bring you in. Trying to get David on this
Holy
live thing.
Shit. I'm in. I'm your one viewer.
Hey, there you are. Okay, let me see how to do this. Live viewers. Bring David on camera.
Two old ladies fussing over the
there you go.
The thing. Oh, I gotta turn it before. Okay, now I can't.
Inviting, connecting. Hey, look at that. That's awesome. Love this.
Oh, so loud.
It is loud.
Well, let me turn down the volume on my phone.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that too, because otherwise we're gonna get some weird feedback here.
Yeah.
Cool.
We actually have a mobile communication now.
We do.
Comm center.
So for all of you guys
he's watching. What's up, dude?
Who is?
A friend from high school.
Cool.
Over 20 years ago, huh?
Nice. Yeah. So we've already been recording for, God, I don't know. We've been on here for almost an hour, I think. We talked, God, what have we talked about? We talked about the toy show stuff. We talked about David putting it into one of his collections.
Yep.
And talked a little bit about Instagram sellers. We talked about just reminisced about childhood, which is always fun.
Yeah.
And
Hannah's watching. What up, Hannah? How are you doing?
We were just talking too about the retro games that you've been playing too. So
yeah. So I posted a couple on Facebook, obviously right here. Done some other stuff. The communication between the system and some of them have caused some problems. Figured out that I need to not stream a game while I'm playing a game. So if I'm playing a game, it's got to be something downloaded or hardwired to the game or to the capture device. A whole bunch of technical shit, but whatever. Don Johnson, what's up, man? How are you doing? Yeah, he was watching us play Super Mario 3 the other day. Yesterday on live. So everybody was like, he's going to die, whatever. I didn't die till the ice level, just to let everybody know. It was a good time.
Mario 3? Yeah.
Yeah, we were playing Mario 3. Danny was going to come in on it too.
Nice. Well, I haven't been playing a whole lot of retro stuff lately, but what I have been playing is the new Mario Odyssey, and I am loving this game. It is absolutely amazing, man. It's one of those games, kind of like I'd mentioned about Zelda, where it's as hard of a game as you want it to be.
Yeah.
Like I sat down and just my playing every now and then, casual gaming, I'll call it. Over the course of about a week and a half, I ended up beating the entire game. The storyline. Now the hard part comes in. You have to go back through all the levels and get all the moons. And I'm going to tell you, it is some frustrating shit, some of these moons to get, dude. It is hard. It's a...
Nathan Howell just popped on my side. He collects a lot of retro gaming stuff. He actually talked to me about the Super Scope 6. And I think he actually talked to me about the Menacer for Sega Genesis.
Yeah. Does he have one?
So have him on here if he wants to chime in with anything. That'd be great.
Yeah.
We're just talking about some retro game systems and the way that I actually connected all my stuff together via a AV to HDMI output source through the wall to a Elgato capture card, and that's how I've been streaming on Facebook Live with some of these retro games. So I don't know if you've done that, Nathan. So
yeah, that's pretty cool, man. That's pretty cool. What else have I been playing? Yeah, I've been hooked on that Mario Odyssey though, man, and it's such a good game. So many retro aspects to it too. God, it's just an awesome game.
Yeah, so we actually have Mario Odyssey. I was watching that, and I like a lot of the things that Mario Odyssey has to offer. I haven't gotten a Switch yet. I'm kind of jealous with you for that, and I know you you've been all over that thing. So
Yeah, but I don't have a ton of games for it, you know. I mean, but I'm being very picky just because of the cost of the games. I'm being very picky as to what games that I get. So obviously Zelda, obviously Mario. I got the Sonic game on there, which is pretty cool. I'm waiting for the Metroid game to come out. That'll probably be the next game that I get. I'm not really worrying myself too much about getting any of the multiplayer games just because I don't like the way that Nintendo is doing the multiplayer as of right now. It's not
yeah,
it's not what I'm used to. Now, as far as the Mario Odyssey thing, I will tell you one of the most difficult things about this game is the controls on it. Is it's kind of it can be kind of complex. And what I found is, and what they say to do is actually disconnect the Joy Cons. So you're holding a controller in each arm, in each hand like this. You know, you're not holding a joystick. You're holding each controller individually, which is really bizarre because
yeah,
you're used to sitting like this and playing, right? Well,
right.
just imagine you just keep your arms down, you know, next to you, and you can sit there and play. It's it sounds stupid, but it's extremely difficult to get used to, or it takes some getting used to, I should say. Um, Once
So
you get it down, it's not that bad.
another, I like Mario Odyssey. Got it, like it. I think it's gonna probably gonna be the first game I get if I get a Switch, but it might be a close or a far comparison into which game I should get for my first game for the Switch, which would be the new. I ain't gonna quit console gaming there, Harris. You're crazy. You're crazy. I will run around this motherfucker in my favorite shirt. Don't even get me started. All right. So it'll be Mega Man. Boom.
Yeah, yeah, that looks good, dude.
Posted
Oh
it.
my god, I
We
wanted to
both
talk about that.
posted it, and like
Yeah,
in a matter of like what, a couple hours, and I didn't even see yours, and I was like, I thought I hit it first, and you hit it like freaking 3 or 4 hours before me. I was like, that's insane.
what was it called? It was
Mega Man. Oh God,
Zero. Was it Mega Man Zero?
something. Just Mega Man, wasn't it? Mega Man Legacy, Mega Man. I don't know.
No, it's not Legacies. Let me see here. Let me see if I could find it.
And I like
There's
the
a,
fact that they still keep it retro, and they didn't like, oh my God, we got to change everything up. Hold on.
yeah, it's still a side scrolling game, but it's just updated.
Yeah, yeah, the side scrolling game, and they have the depth
Hmm.
with the graphics. But they don't take you into that depth, and I like that. And so, and we have been talking about games. And Harris, I have you on here right now, and Adam's here. There's not a lot of people. I've told Adam already, but we are making a video game.
You are making a video
I'm
game.
making a video game. Adam's part of the game. It's going to
I'm
be
in the game. I'm in the
it's
game.
a
I
2D
do have
side
a,
scroller.
and I have
It's
a
a side
fantastic
scroller.
power. I have a
Yeah,
fantastic superpower, so I'm pretty
yeah,
excited
yeah.
about
His
that.
superpower is pretty awesome. My
Yours
superpower.
is pretty badass too.
I'm just saying. Um, the all I gotta say is Unity. It's a free download if your computer can handle it. Anybody can make a game. The key to this process is being able how to find the ability and buy the product. I'm gonna post it on the Apple Apple Store and the Google Play Store because I can do that straight from Unity. But uh, it's gonna be freaking awesome. It's called Masters of the Retroverse Quest for the Collectibles. Um, we have a special guest in January that I hope he doesn't have a problem with making him a part of it. Um, we have a couple past guests that I'm going to ask to be on it. Wanted to talk with you, Adam, and maybe talk about maybe getting Pixel Dan. Uh,
Oh God, that would be awesome.
just see if we can get some of his audio because he's really known. He's really known in the Retroverse and stuff like that. And to have him say like stupid things or whatever like that, and have it come in, and it'll be pretty awesome. But the point is it's going to be on those two platforms. You're going to be able to play it on your phone, but that's not going to be the total thing. And Harris, this is where what you said earlier, you gave up consoles. Like, honestly, I want to put this on a ROM, and I want to put it in a cartridge for the NES, and I want to play it in the NES the way it was meant to be played. So, like, and just to be able to have mine, and to be honest with you, you guys have already seen my character because it's my Facebook profile right now. I drew that. And it will be...
Except for he's about that tall.
I didn't do the inch to pixel calculation correctly, and I'm like a miniature Mario running in the very small tubes. So I got to redraw myself. Good thing I didn't get too far into the animation portions of it. But yeah, so the game is a pretty big deal. It's going to take me a little while because I'm not very versed in it, and everything I've learned has been from YouTube. And it's not going to be, if you search on YouTube, it's not going to be like the instructional versions of it. And I'm glad you have your NES. And if you keep in touch with me, I'm going to have a couple cartridges and I will send you a cartridge. It's going to be a little while. But the whole purpose of this is to kind of just get Masters of the Retroverse out there with the game, with this podcast, with our special guests. I think our shit's going to blow up in January. Your mind will be blown, and oh my God, I can't even fathom the point of where we can go from here with everything with me and Adam.
Yeah, we've got, man, 2018 is going to be awesome for the podcast.
Yeah.
You know, when I started the podcast, it was just kind of a solo thing that I wanted to do and have guests on, and didn't really have any goals for it.
You got to give props to Cat. Come on.
Yeah. But it was one of those things. It was just a toy project that I wanted to start because, you know, I wanted to do a podcast. I've been doing podcasting for the last 5 years, and I just wanted something else, something different, something that I can just geek out and talk about. So, you know, at the beginning of the show, I'd have like my son would come on with me, and I'd guess this and that.
Yeah.
Once you came on, you know, you really helped me step up the game of the podcast and try to push it to where its full potential that it could be, you know, because that was one of the things when I started this show. I did a lot of research, and Brian Mock from Zeepoch Nation even helped me too. I'm like, I want to know if there's any other shows out there that talk about the same stuff that I'm wanting to talk about, and I couldn't find any. So, you know, I knew it was an original idea, but I just never did really push it to the max. So, you know, you've come in and you've helped me out with this. It's exciting, man. 2018 is going to be fantastic. We're going to have tons of awesome guests on. I think the one on the 20th he's going to be our first huge guest, but I don't think he's going to be the only one for 2018.
I'm trying.
Yep.
It's all about hunting them down and getting past their publicist. And to be honest with you, this guy didn't have a publicist, and I'm surprised he didn't. I just hit him up on Facebook, straight up asked him a question. I was like, hey, my name's David, blah, blah, blah. I was like, hey, will you be on the podcast? So,
and he was much obliged. I mean, it was just amazing how fast he got back and said, oh, yeah, definitely. You know, I mean, that just goes to show you the type of person that he is, that he's just going to, he doesn't know us from anybody else, you know, and he's just going to commit to coming on and talking to us about it because he knows that we were fans. And that we are fans, and that he's kind of a childhood legend, even though we didn't, you know, this is kind of not a spoiler, but this is a little bit of hint who he is. But even though we didn't know who he was,
actually, here you go. You want a hint? There's a hint.
Yeah, we didn't know who he was, but we do know what he did, and
he's done so much more than that. And it's unbelievable, and you won't even like understand how much of an impact this man had on your life as a child in the 80s and early 90s until you hear his voice. And then you're like, holy shit. How did these guys
And
land this.
there's tons of stuff that I didn't even know that he was involved in.
Yeah.
And it blew my mind once you and I started doing more research on him to figure out, what all he's done. Oh my God. It's
So
amazing.
Harris Turner, what are you asking? What is it about? I don't know if you're still watching or not. I have 3 watchers, so
You might have been asking about maybe he was asking about the game.
Was he asking about the game?
I'm not sure.
So like my thought on what the game is going to be is just 8 levels, pretty simple, cut and dry. The quest for the collectibles. Our bad guys are going to be, and I talked about Adam. I talked with Adam. I talked with Adam about this. I'm sorry. The bad guys are going to go up in volume, and they're going to be all 1980s, early 90s iconic figures. So level 1, it's going to be like cops and robbers type shit. And it's going to be the chick from the bad girl from the Goonies. So Throw Mama from the Train, the chick with the beret, kind of looks like a dude, has a sailor tattoos. She's going to be the big boss at the end of that level. So as it goes up from there, and I've drawn some of these figures already and did it with Unity. It's a free access. It's a free program. Like YouTube will walk you through all the actual ways to make this process and even coding. So like without getting into coding, because it's really, really boring and I fell asleep through a lot of it. It is incredible the things that you can do. You can actually make a game that looks exactly like Mario, and all you have to do is have freaking Photoshop, a will, a way, and the time. Like it's literally not that hard. And like if you have a problem with code, you Google it, and then like somebody will show you like what you need to do to add that shit to the rigid figure and all that shit. Like now I'm speaking a little bit within the game terms, and I don't want to lose anybody, but making games isn't that hard. It can be pretty boring with the coding piece, and the coding piece is a huge part of it. Huge part of it, and I've only scratched the surface.
It gives you a whole new appreciation for video games doing that, doesn't it?
Yeah. So hopefully when I finish this game, I'm not gonna lie, it's gonna take me a little bit of time, and it's already taken me a little bit of time. I'm thinking anywhere from 3 to 6 months. So I know it's a long ways out, but like think about this: 3 to 6 months for a side-scrolling video game that you're gonna be able to play on your cell phone, and stuff like that. And we haven't really decided what we're gonna do, if it's gonna be free. I would like to make it free, but like I'm putting in a lot of work, so 99 cents might not be too much to ask for. 99 cents for our game. For Masters of the Retroverse, 99 cents.
And all of that money will go towards
the podcast.
It's going to go to the show. I mean, if we can get enough of these games sold, we'll be able to buy T-shirts, and we'll be able to do some badass giveaways. I mean, if we get to a point where I can take $100 to the toy show and buy a bunch of badass shit to give away, that's gonna be great. And you guys are only, so it's gonna go back to you guys.
Yeah, definitely. We have so we do things like where you share us up, like you share our podcast, you share our YouTube channel, you share our stuff. Adam tracks all that stuff. We can give you like gifts for doing stuff like that. Like, hey, here's whatever. Like we find some rarity and we were able to pick it up at one of these toy shows where you can actually get it, or who knows. Limits, the possibilities are limitless. So we can even put it back into, we can do charity drives. We can do everything, like Masters of the Retroverse. We can do Toys for Tots stuff. We can do everything. The point is everyone who downloads the game, 99 cents is what I'm thinking. The money's going to go back into your pocket in some way, shape, or form. Some way. You know what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
So, free would be nice. And this is my free time from work. I still work with the Marines heavily. I work at the iTest warehouse where we do the old Miles 2000 gear, right? So, but it's now called iTest 2, which is a GPS tracker, and the Marines don't like it. They unplug it because they don't want to be followed. They want to give ghost grids. Anyways, enough on that. So,
well,
yeah.
Here's what I'm thinking too, because one thing that I've noticed is other podcasts, other YouTube channels, they've tried to have merchandise, and unless you're getting 1 million views per download, you're not going to sell it. And I don't want to, and that's why we've never had shirts, because I'm not going to go through and spend. It costs a lot of money to make shirts because you have to buy them. You have to buy them in bulk, and all that good stuff. So for us to do shirts, what I'm getting at is this is basically the way that we're going to give this back to you. And instead of selling merchandise, we would rather give you the merchandise, but we have to have a way to pay for it. Podcast, we don't make any money doing this, and I don't really foresee us making a profit off of this. So if we can, so basically what we were just saying is if we can get money off of this and buy shirts, it's going to do nothing but help you guys out, because then instead of having to buy a shirt that says Master of the Retroverse or whatever, we're gonna be able to give it to you for free.
So if you haven't already known, we're gonna make a video game. The video game's gonna be awesome. He wants me to link. Harris wants to send a link to his social media so he can start sharing it around his circles. He's got a pretty.
I'd say just do the page. If you can,
hey, Harris, Lee Harris, that guy right there. He actually spent a lot of time over in the UK. So,
nice.
What's her name? And Josh. So the guys that we play with, 7 Days to Die, and they were playing Forza. We actually have not a big fan base, but with Motu Evolution and stuff like that, we actually have a bigger fan base in the UK right now. With Masters of the Retroverse and UK and this stuff right here. Like Motu Joe has a big fan. We have Wade. Wade's freaking. He's like a heavy hitter in the Motu Evolution. That's all. So Germany and Poland. What about Japan? I know you're heavy in Japan for a while. So
I don't have a link for him, but I just put on there the name of our page.
Okay.
Actually, we probably just click on the name that I just responded to on there. You can go to our page, and if you want to share it, that'd be awesome. And if you are watching this on the Facebook Live thing from David's side, make sure you go like our channel so that way you can hang out with us when we go live. This is really cool. I like this. This is the first time we've done this, and I think we'll definitely have to start doing this more.
Yeah,
because it's some good interaction. I like it. So
yeah. All right.
Cool.
We're pushing over an hour right now, aren't we?
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna end the live feed, the Facebook Live thing.
Take it easy.
You guys, we'll see you later. You can find us on our YouTube channel, Masters of the Retroverse. You can also find it on iTunes and Google Play. Just search Masters of the Retroverse, and you can find this whole thing. Like I said, we've been recording for probably about an hour before we even started doing the Facebook Live. So if you want to go back and listen or watch what we've been doing, go to one of those two places and you can find us. So thanks all the Facebook Live people for watching. I'm gonna go ahead and stop.
Thanks, guys. Now. See you later.
All right, so ending it, and I'm gonna go ahead and post it.
Share.
We're post it and then you can share it. Yeah.
Right now. It's letting me share it right now, dude.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Yeah. Pretty crazy. I liked it. I
did too, man. I love that. That was fun. We're definitely gonna have to do that more. Definitely.
Yeah.
I wish there was a way to do that on Instagram too.
I don't know.
Well, I know there's a way to do live, but I don't know if you can do two people like you can on the Facebook. We'll have to look into that because our Instagram page is just blowing up. We're getting so many new followers a week. It's amazing. And the interaction on Instagram is amazing. I mean, we're getting probably 10 times the interaction on Instagram than we do on Facebook. So
really,
yeah, it's good.
I'm still live.
Oh, we're still broadcasting on YouTube. We're still live on YouTube.
I'm about to burst.
All right, well let's call it quits, man. We're doing good.
All right, man.
This was a lot of fun. We didn't quite get to everything we wanted to talk about, but it was cool. Just did a little freestyling, got to hang out, kind of do it the old school, and catch up with each other. And this was fun. I like this. Good show.
Yep.
We will have a new one next week. We apologize for the delay between the episodes. It's just been a lot going on here lately. Had issues with our podcast feed, our podcast host, I should say, had some issues there. So the episode that we just dropped this week was actually from like 2 weeks ago. So, but we will be back on next weekend. So find us on YouTube, find us on iTunes, find us on Google Play, Facebook, Instagram, all those places. Just search Masters of the Retroverse. You'll find us, follow us, and interact, because that's what it's all about. And
interact.
Yep.
Xbox Turmoil 77.
Yeah, Xbox XBadWolf79X. And I'm going to end this before Dave's bladder explodes. Thanks everybody for watching. Thanks everybody for listening. And I haven't into our show. Oh my god. And I haven't done my tagline in a while at the end of the show. I needed to start doing that again. So remember, there's nothing wrong with living in the past. See you guys next week.
Later.